All right, greetings and happy Thursday, Swing Dynasty players. So Thursday in Qatar is Friday in America, which means it's the start of our weekend tonight. So always exciting. And then we get the Thursday night games, which the Thursday night game this week looks like it could be as bad as almost any Thursday night game that we've seen so far. Right now, I'm standing my commish picks at 7-3. Had the loss last week. I can't remember who it was. I think I picked Mark to upset Sean. I think that was one of them. But still had a solid week, 3-2, to push me to 7-3 on the year. I'm pretty confident in my picks this week, even though there's some close games, some tough games to call. But let's get started. So I am going up against JD this week. Now, first off, in case you all don't know, some of you don't know JD. Big day in the Dillard household yesterday here in Qatar. JD and his wife Jennifer gave birth to twin girls. They came early, but they are healthy and they'll be in the hospital for a little while to gain their strength. But very happy for JD, very excited for Jennifer, and I know that they're together as a family now, which is great. And right now the spread is me 185 points to JD 153, but I'm gonna say that the family excitement, Daddy's gonna make his twin girls proud this week by covering the spread against me. He will not beat me, but he will cover the spread against me. So he will not have a 22-point spread or 32-point spread. Now, doing these on Thursday, I don't know what kind of roster changes there's going to be, so I'm putting a little more risk, but I do want to get these out before the Thursday night games if possible, so that I don't have an advantage in my commish picks. But so I'm picking myself. Sorry, JD. I'm super happy for you. But I've got Dak Prescott against the Miami Dolphins this week, and the Dolphins are terrible. They're throwing their season. It's clear they're in the Tua sweepstakes or the Justin Herbert sweepstakes or the someone sweepstakes, but they're going for the future. And they just traded Minka Fitzpatrick against Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. No Minka, just stinkas. No Minka. So I can't imagine him not beating his projection of 27 points. The only question for me is, will Josh Jacobs play? He had a groin issue. My least favorite place to have issues. So hopefully he gets back in time for the game, and we'll see. So I've got myself beating JD right now. Lucas and Sean. This is a pretty good matchup. Lucas is favored 177 to 169. And I can see why. He's got Christian McCaffrey going up against Arizona, which should be a point trough. But Cam Newton, we don't know if he's going to play yet. Even if he does play, he's not going to be Cam Newton. I feel like this is the end for Cam Newton, the beginning of the end, if not the end. The dude just hasn't been right for the better part of 2 seasons, and if he can't run, they don't do well. When he doesn't run, they don't do well, but it could mean a lot of Christian McCaffrey. They're not going to be able to shut him down the same way he was last week. Whoever they played last week, I can't even remember now, who made an emphasis on shutting down Christian McCaffrey. So I think he will go off. Lucas will get some points for that. But Lucas's team has to prove this before I can believe in them. They're 0-2, and I'm going to go with Sean, who has proven that his team puts up points. So I'm picking Sean for the win, the upset win here. But there's a bigger question in this team. Why is Brett Rippon on your team, Lucas? Like I looked through your roster. Like, what is happening there? You have the rookie, the second or third string quarterback for the Denver Broncos on your team. I would expect that from Sean or maybe Steve, but I don't get the Brett Rippon on your team, man. So that alone, I have to dock you some points for rostering Brett Rippon. I don't care if that their other rookie is hurt. Drew Lock is hurt. You got Brett Rippon on your team, so no. We're gonna have to drop that down a little bit. Okay, next game, game 3, is Steve versus Adam. These two actually have to care about Thursday Night Football, which sucks for them. Adam's got Mariota, and Steve has Derrick Henry, who actually might be the only player worth watching in that game that night, possibly. And then, let's see, Steve is rolling out Juju Smith now with Roethlisberger on the IR. Is it going to be Juju or going to be Doo-Doo for Steve? We don't know yet. We'll see what happens with the guy. This is how impressive he is at this point in his career. The guy who's backing up Ben Roethlisberger, who I actually wavered and added this week. I know he went Mason Rudolph. Thank you, Mason Rudolph. There you go. So Mason Rudolph coming in. Maybe he'll rely on Juju. I see having let Doo-Doo slip out. I haven't let Doo-Doo slip out for a while, though. That's I got that problem under control. But in this case, is it going to be Juju? Is he going to be able to be a security blanket for Mason Rudolph? Or are they going to try to rely on a banged-up James Conner if he even plays? So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Pittsburgh. As a Niners fan, I fuck them all. I hope they're all hurt. So I don't have a single Pittsburgh Steeler on any of my rosters. I don't believe. I had Ben Roethlisberger, but I dropped him. I'm not starting any Pittsburgh Steelers this season. Adam, you're still playing Trey Burton at tight end. There's got to be someone else out there, and there is. He's on my team. Darren Waller is a fantastic tight end. I am willing to trade him. I'm even willing to trade Zach Ertz to you if the price is right. But if you are still sitting on Trey Burton come week 6 or 7, you're on your way. I feel like you're on your way to that toilet bowl competition. So let's see if we can make something happen with the tight end here, maybe. Man, I got tight ends going on. I'm letting Doo-Doo slip out. I don't know what's happening. Those two things do not fit together. All right. Game of the week is Burt and Darrell. I'm going to get to that. That's next on my sheet, but it is the game of the week, so I talk about it last. So then we go on to Phil versus Virgil T. Golden, Mark Virgin, and Phil McCauley. Right now, it's a 155 to 166 spread favoring Verge, so they're giving him a negative 11 there. The hilarious thing about these rosters is I don't think the way they're set up right now, they are the same people. It is like these same players, maybe not the same talent level, but they look the same. They play similar. He's got Tom Brady and Matt Ryan. I mean, white bread with, some talent in the middle, but those dudes, not that different looking. Obviously, Brady gets the ads while Ryan looks like a Manning brother or something, but still kind of tall, slow, lanky white guys. Ingram and Kerryon Johnson. Mark Ingram and Kerryon Johnson, if you've looked at them, they look like they could be brothers. Then he's got Hilton and Lockett. They have Hilton and Lockett. Little small dudes running around the field fast, okay? Then they've got Julio and Michael Thomas going against each other. The big, stronger receivers, possession receivers, getting big catches across the middle, really controlling games. These two teams are so set up that they even have A. Brown against J. Brown in the same wide receiver spot. A. Brown for the Titans and J. Brown for the Bills. I think still the Bills. Yes, maybe I can't remember. Anyways, A. Brown versus J. Brown. The dude's name is A.J. Brown. So A. Brown versus J. Brown. A.J. Brown being one of them. I swear to God, these teams are the exact same team that somehow Phil and Mark managed to draft. The difference being Chris Carson versus Vance McDonald in the flex. I think Chris Carson is where Mark wins this game over Vance McDonald because I can't make heads or tails of the rest of the roster being any different from each other. That's just what I looked at it. I'm like, wow, these are the same people until you get down to Chris Carson and Vance McDonald. That probably can't be that different or can't be more different. All right, so I got Verge for the win there. So far I have Steve beating Adam. I don't think I said that. Steve beating Adam, Verge beating Phil, Sean beating Lucas, and me beating JD. Now for the game of the week, Burt versus Darrell. I've picked this. They're close. Burt is projected at 167, Darrell at 171. The keys of this game, Baltimore defense against Mahomes for Darrell. Darrell's got Mahomes rolling out. No one's touching Mahomes too much right now. Baltimore's great defense. Can they do anything? And then is Bob Woods going to be Mr. Consistent for Darrell still in his matchup? This is a tough one to predict, but there is no way I am picking against Darrell 3 weeks in a row. Even though this means I've picked against Bert 2 out of 3 weeks, I cannot pick against Daryl 3 weeks in a row. I owe him that much, and I am picking Daryl for the win in the game of the week. So, the rundown. I've got me beating JD in a big spread game. Sean upsetting Lucas in a game I'm surprised that he is the underdog. Steve beating Adam in a game where he has an 18-point advantage. And Verge beating Phil in a tight game, with Daryl beating Bert in the game of the week in the Schwing Dynasty. I would love to end this week at 12-3. Go 5-0 this week. My first undefeated week. We'll see if it happens. I'm probably most worried about Phil versus Mark. That's probably, and obviously the game of the week is so close, it could go either way. It's going to come down to some tight matchups, I think, and we'll see who ends up winning there. All right, that's the Commish picks for week 3. Can't believe we're already into week 3. Ready for more football this weekend, and I hope everyone's having a good week. Hope everyone's safe, healthy, and happy, even though I hope you all lose to me every single time we play. All right. Peace.